Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, where today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top 10 tips for a wedding on a budget. I had my wedding last year, August the 28th, 2006. When was my wedding? I had my wedding on the 28th of August 2015, and that is coming up to nearly a year being married. I can't believe how quick it's gone. So I've got a little list here on my MacBook which has 10 top things that I've noted down that I'm gonna talk to you guys about. It's about what we did and what you could do, and kind of just a mixture of everything really. I'm just gonna dive straight in and explain stuff as I go along. So top tip number one, what is your budget? Now this is very important. You have to think of a realistic budget and you have to stick with it unless you win the lottery or come into some more money. Have a budget and stay at it. A good thing to do is, once you first start planning for your wedding, write a list of absolutely everything down. Every single little thing you can think of. So the first thing obviously that comes to a girl's mind is the dress. So I wrote my dress down, the groom's suit, the bridesmaids' dresses, wedding favors, flowers, the ceremony setup, DJ, photographer, the rings, marriage certificates, venue, cake, decor. I could go on. So write everything down in a huge list where you can kind of tick it off as you go along. I would show you guys my folder, but I kind of got rid of it. I kept all of the little bits that I wanted to in it, but I threw it away only last week. And my husband said, "Are you sure you want to throw that away? Because you might want to look back at it." That would have been a good idea to do for this video. Going on to number two is shop online. There is nothing wrong with shopping online. Websites that I used mostly are Etsy, Amazon, and eBay. So let's start off with a few things that I've purchased on there. Yes, buying dresses and items like that on eBay is frightening, but do your research. Research into the seller, their good ratings, ask them questions, email them. They are happy to answer you. If they're not happy to answer you, then I wouldn't even try or look into buying with them. I have my maid of honor and my bridesmaid. Both of them together, they both wore the same dress. I got their dresses off of eBay. Now you're gonna be thinking crappy quality, not nice looking. I will insert a picture here of what my girls looked like. I was so impressed with the dress quality. I was extremely impressed with the color. I picked the color and it was spot on. The sizing was perfect, and I couldn't have been happier. So don't be afraid to go onto eBay and look at dresses. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Moving on to decor. We picked a venue that didn't need too much decorating for the ceremony and everything like that, and props, little items that I hung up everywhere, Mr. and Mrs. signs, husband and wife cards, things like that. All little quirky things that you want to add into your wedding. I got from Etsy and eBay as well. Etsy is a fantastic website, especially for personally designing items. Ben and I, for our wedding, had a photo booth card made with our names on the bottom and the date. I'll insert a few pictures here of everyone using it and taking crazy photos and using props and things like that. These things are inexpensive, but also you can keep these items afterwards. I've put mine up on the wall downstairs, and what I'm gonna do is print off all my favorite pictures from the wedding and use it as a collage. So things like this can be kept. Other things like props, you don't need to keep them, but cost-wise, do your research, look at eBay, look at Etsy, look at Amazon, find sellers who are offering these things quite cheap. I got my husband's tie, the groomsman, and the best man. I got their ties from Etsy. And I think the shop was actually based in New York, which I thought was kind of cool. Quality of them were beautiful, and the colours again spot on, which is something extremely difficult when you're trying to match everything together. You can do things a lot more low cost and have fun with it. You have to have fun with buying all of these items. When I was constantly getting stuff through the post, it was exciting. I got like my wedding favours done there. I bought the small kind of little bags I got from eBay, personalised hearts with Mr. and Mrs., the date, and popped them in, and I used jelly beans. I didn't actually do all of that work. I got my sister Hannah to do it before the wedding. She had to sit there, I think maybe the morning of the wedding, like doing all of these individual wedding favours. So I'm so thankful for her, because I wouldn't have had the patience to do that. Number 3, makeup and hair. And that's quite appropriate because my channel is kind of based around lifestyle and beauty. I don't understand sometimes when people pay so much money to have their hair and makeup done. I get it. If you've got the money and you want to do it, go for it. All of this is just about my opinions, my thoughts, and how I did my wedding on a budget. I shopped around, I looked online, I looked at photos, and I inquired about trials and everything like that. And the price prices I was getting back were so expensive. And obviously I don't want my girls to have to pay to have their hair and makeup done on my special day. I wanted to treat them to it. After lots of shopping around, I managed to find a fantastic girl called Alison who lives locally. And I had done a trial a while back with her, with my maid of honour, and it was absolutely spot on. It was so perfect. I can't emphasise enough how important it is to have a trial run. Make sure that you book that in with plenty of time to be able to decide if this is the person that you're going to want to be going with. My trial went so perfectly, but because I like doing my makeup and doing it myself on my wedding day was an option, but I didn't want the stress of messing it up. I wanted to kind of be a little bit pampered. If it wasn't blended in enough, I'd say so. If I didn't like the colours, I wanted to swap it, I said so. If I didn't like my eyebrows, I said so. You have to communicate with the people who are doing things for you for your wedding. I'll insert a picture here of my makeup and a few other ones. I'll just keep popping them all around in this video and you'll be able to see. For some people, they might not like the style of makeup that I went for or the way that it's been done, but personally for me, I was so happy with it. She also did hair, which was a complete bonus. So very important. Make sure you have your makeup trial, check the prices, see what you're happy with. I paid €25 for my hair and my makeup and the same for per person, whoever was with me. So there was my sister, my maid of honour Lauren, my bridesmaid Jade, and myself. €25. And she did a fantastic job. So again, do your research. Tip number 4, choose somebody who is attending your wedding to be your coordinator, the person who you want things to keep running smoothly, the person who has the schedule of knowing where you're going, what you're doing, where this person is, what time it starts, when the first dance is, when the cutting the cake is, when the open bar closes, everything. I had my fantastic friend, Michelle. I call her my Mama M because she's like my second mummy. She did an amazing job. You need to choose somebody who is able to take control, but also not get stressy and at the same time have a good time. And those qualities to find in somebody to do on your wedding day is quite difficult. I kind of always remain calm, but I know I get a bit stressy. Well, maybe not a bit, quite a bit. She had control and knew where I was and knew what I was doing and times like that, and was always floating around ready for if I needed something. Also looking after maybe family members that you're worried that will have too much to drink. Things like that. So make sure that you have a coordinator who you know can take control, who can take the pressure off of the bride and the groom and lay it on to somebody else. Top tip number 5. Ooh, who do you invite? Who do you not invite? Who should you invite? Who will get offended if you don't invite them? These are big questions and the guest list is very important. We wanted a relatively small wedding. We didn't want to have hundreds of people there. So when it came to the guest list, we invited close friends, very close friends, and family. That's it. If somebody had a boyfriend that we don't really know or we're not close with them, we didn't invite them. This was something that we made very clear because when it comes to plus ones, that's when your cost starts adding up. So we decided to invite only close friends and all immediate family. Now when I say immediate family, I mean mums, dads, brothers, sisters, maybe like if you're close with an auntie or an uncle. I have lots of cousins, but I'm not close with lots of my cousins. Majority of my cousins I'm not close with, so I didn't send invites out to all of those. We literally did close family members, people who we want to be with us for that day. We also added in no children. Now the reason we did this is because our wedding started at 6:30 in the evening. So from 6:30 until late, we didn't want to have lots of running around children. We wanted it to be more of an adult focused wedding where there was drinks flowing and friends were enjoying themselves. Hello. Oh, that was my brother. Where was I? I'm so interrupted now. I don't even know where I am. Yes, so guest list. Keep it to the minimal. Invite the people you want there. You don't want to be meeting any new people on your wedding. You want only people there that you know. So for us, our guest list was 50 people. When you're looking at cost, you have to take in how many people you're inviting. So when you start adding on their food, their drinks, the seats you have to rent out, everything like that, it all adds up. So that leads me on to number 6. Number 6 is all about food and drink. We're going to get hungry. We're going to be thirsty. We're going to want to organise food. So with our venue, it was perfect. We decided that we wanted a kind of beach wedding, but here in Spain you can't get married on the beach, so we got the closest we possibly could and were overlooking the sea for the ceremony. So per person, we then had to look at food and drink. It's what you want to do on your wedding. It's about you. We wanted everyone to be able to eat, have a nice drink and dance the night away. We didn't want a sit-down meal. We didn't want it all to be very formal. We wanted it quite casual, quite relaxed, but we wanted good food. So we had like an Argentinian styled barbecue, lots of different meats all cooked there in front of you, salads where people could go up, like a buffet, but not a buffet, like a barbecue buffet. And everyone went up and grabbed their food, and we got so many compliments from our guests about how good the food was. When it came to drinks, we had water available for everybody from the beginning of the ceremony. So from 5:30 until the ceremony ended, there was water. I think a few family members may have had a couple of beers. Then after the ceremony, everyone went up, there was welcome drinks, and we included up until after dinner, which finished around 10 o'clock. We had like an open bar, but it included beer, wine and cava. I forgot to mention that when I said no children, I meant nobody else bringing their children, but close family members were allowed to bring their kids. I forgot to add that in. So until dinner finished and that was all cleared away, and cutting the cake basically. So all of that was covered. And then after that, guests had to pay for their own drinks. Open bars are expensive. So expensive. But we got all of our drinks, everything like that with the food per person. I think it was 45 euros per person. So that's pretty damn good. Drinks here in Spain are relatively cheap, as some of you might know. A cava will cost 2 euros, a mixer was like 5 euros. So we made sure that when people did have to pay for their drinks, that it wasn't crazy prices. Number 7, DJ. Quite lucky on this one. When I used to work as a radio presenter a few years back, I worked with a great guy called Dougie Mac. We booked him in. I know his style of music. I've always liked it. We've had similar styles of music before. Give them a song list. Give them a playlist of the songs you want to play. Give them your first dance song. I was quite lucky in the fact I got mates rates for this, so I got discount because we are friends. And at the same time, we're not close friends, but it was nice because we've known each other for so long, so I knew him. So that's just an added bonus for me. But make sure that you do your research in your DJ. Make sure that they like the same music you do. The last thing that you want is them playing some 60s music or something. Number 8. So, like me, I didn't have a wedding planner. I was the wedding planner. I would say that my husband helped to a certain extent, but when it came to financing and everything like that, I'm the one who did it all. I set up in my folder every single price, the cost of everything. I made the schedule from the times, everything. From where we're going to be at what time, to the net telephone numbers, to the when I will be arriving at the end of the aisle, to when the photographer is going to go and take pictures of the family, to when I am going to be walking back up, to welcome drinks, to when we're going to start dinner, to dinner ending, to cutting the cake, to doing the first dance, to everything. So I did my own schedule. It's not hard to do. Write down all your times, and then I sent that out to the photographer, to the wedding venue, to my coordinator, to my husband, to the girls, to the boys, the people who needed it. It's very important to know times, and make sure that you remind them. Have you seen the schedule? Do you know what's happening? Do you know what time you need to be here, there, anywhere, everywhere? As you can tell, I'm on it. I'm absolutely on it like a car bonnet. Number 9, money. It's all about the money. It's all about the num. It is all about the money. It took a little under a year to plan our wedding. Our budget was 5,000 euros. We didn't go over that. We worked out what we needed to save every month, put that money into a savings account that we couldn't draw anything out online. You could only pop it in. If you wanted to take money out of this savings account, there was no charge. We'd have to just go into the bank to be able to draw it out, which is more of an effort. So you know you're not going to be sneaking into that money when you shouldn't be. This is a very big thing when it comes to saving for a wedding. It's the whole money side. It's the making sure people get paid on time. If you've got the money there, say you've saved 1,000 up already and the wedding venue wants 500 euros deposit, you pay them off. You keep a receipt of it, you put it in your folder. If then you've saved a bit more and you think I've got enough to pay the DJ off and it's done, even if it's before the actual scheduled date where you have to finish and do all your finalization of payments, pay it. Get it done early, then it's done. It's very important, the whole saving process, paying off and keeping track of what you've paid off and working out where you're spending your money. And for my last one, number 10. Number 10 is remember the day is all about you, the bride. It's about no one else. No, I'm joking. It's about you and the person you're marrying. You have to not stress, and that is easier said than done. You're the one who's getting married, it's your day. People are there to see you. They're not there to go and eat a 3-course meal and then leave. They're there to see you. It's your wedding day and they want to witness the special moment that you're going to be having. It doesn't matter whether your wedding is a massive wedding and you've spent thousands on, and if you can do that, brilliant. If you're like me and you had to do it on a budget and you had to organise everything yourself, it still can be as perfect as a €25,000 or pound or dollar wedding or whatever you're spending on it. Stress can easily sneak in. I can be quite a stressy person, and I will admit I was a bit stressed that day. I was nervous and it was coming across a little bit stressy, and my husband knows what I'm like, and I just wanted everything to be perfect. If there's one thing that I could change, it would be the fact I was getting a little bit stressed and I was finding the photos a little bit hard, but they don't show, and that's having a good photographer, that is. Let others take control of things around you. They're there, you've given them a job, you've given them a task, your bridesmaids are there, your groomsmen, they're there to make sure that you have a good time. If there's something that needs sorting, pass it on to somebody else. Don't do it yourself. If you're the bride or the groom, don't do it yourself. Let the other people do it. Enjoy your day, mingle. I drank a lot on my wedding. I had such a good time. I was so happily drunk. If you want to have some drinks and get merry and stuff on your wedding day, do it. If you want to stay sober, you can do that as well. So guys, I hope you liked this video on my top 10 tips for doing a wedding on a budget and the information that I've popped in as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.